Hello, everyone. My name is Dan Leopold. I'm going to be talking to you today about dyslexia or reading disability or reading difficulty. Really want to talk about some of the interventions and what we can do. So dyslexia is common. It's about 5 to 8% of the population, and it's not a joke or a laughing matter. It's not, oh, you're dyslexic, you just reverse those letters. Dyslexia is something that you shouldn't joke about. I got into this field because a relative of mine made a suicide attempt because of how difficult school was. It's not due to a problem with vision. It's not because you're stupid. It doesn't mean you're stupid. And it's about equal between boys and girls. These are all important, accomplished individuals who have dyslexia. I imagine they'd say that they struggled because of it, but it made them who they are. I think we need to really embrace these positive aspects about our struggles in life and not kind of pay attention to the tabloids as mental illness. Think about mental illness or learning disabilities as the brain disorders they are. Just as any medical condition, they have some physiological basis to them. So I am a graduate student. I don't have anything to promote. I'm going to be talking about a bunch of interventions. If they've worked for you or your kid, that's incredible. I'm happy to hear it. What really pisses me off is when people try to promote their product without having research behind it and take advantage of these kids and parents. So the baby's not actually in the computer is in the baby. So before babies are born and when they're little kids, they're listening to voices, they're listening to sounds when your voice goes high and when your voice goes low and trying to break words apart. And then it gets even harder when we try to start spelling. So think about how many ways you can spell B as in bat or A as in bake. Take a little time. So B and A are pretty easy, but sh and A these are common ways, 8 common ways to spell them. There are 26 letters in English. There are 44 sounds that those letters can make, and there are about 400 to 500 ways that we can spell those sounds. So it kind of follows that English is really tough. It's tough for people to learn. After a year of instruction, kids are still only reading about 35% of the words correctly in comparison to these other languages. So for kids with dyslexia, it's tough going between the letters and their sounds and the sounds and their letters. They don't enjoy reading, they don't learn new words, they don't learn new vocabulary, spelling and reading become tough, and it's this really vicious cycle. Okay, so now on to the interventions. Beware the brain, and what I mean is if someone says it's based on brain science or has a picture of a brain or fMRI, don't just trust it because of that. Don't think, wow, think how does this work? So there are some interventions, people talk a lot about processing speed or working memory. You may get better at the tasks or the games that you're playing, but it doesn't transfer to much more complex things like reading and spelling and math. Similarly, doing exercises to kind of integrate your left and right hemisphere or cerebellar training. You may burn a few calories, you may become a more coordinated athlete, but it doesn't transfer to the reading and spelling and the outcomes we really care about. Back when they thought dyslexia was a problem with vision, they had these kind of Erlen lenses or colored lenses or papers that you could put over your words. They're still marketed today. And the evidence really shows that they don't work. Video games, action video games, they improve hand-eye coordination, improve vigilance, pattern recognition. If video games were the solution to dyslexia, that relative I told you about wouldn't be dyslexic. It really doesn't translate. What does help is reading. Reading is not just a bedtime activity or something that mom or dad does. It's something everyone does together. If a kid likes worms or likes space, give them a book about that. Encourage that motivation and that love of reading. After school help or tutoring, particularly tutoring that works on like phonics, translating letters to sounds and sounds to letters. Just having someone care about a child's success can make all of the difference to have someone really pursue their dreams. Also, assistive technology, keyboarding instead of writing in class, or having a pen that can kind of translate words for you and give a definition, or books on tape. I think as voice recognition gets better, that's really exciting. So Boulder is and Colorado, not only beautiful and colorful, but we're one of the best learning disabilities centers in the world, particularly for genetics and neuroscience. We're one of the first places to study Hispanic and African American kids and how they learn to read. So my name's Dan Leopold. You can find these resources on Twitter. Reach out if you have questions. Yeah, thank you very much.